What's happening, folks? We're on here for another wrestling rant, a weekly wrestling rant of the professional wrestling that I have watched and consumed over the last week. Today, we're going to talk about Monday Night Raw, no NXT because I didn't watch any of it, Dynamite, Smackdown, and the pay-per-view Full Gear. So let's get to it. Monday Night Raw. We got the Bloodline trying to recruit. Everyone's telling them no because rightfully so. Rightfully so. Come on, they ran roughshod for several years in the WWE. So yeah, it shouldn't be easy for them to get a partner. What Big Bronson added to the Bloodline, to the Bloodline 2.0 last Friday, it made for the week prior. It definitely made some shockwaves, and that, everyone thought it was be Seth Rollins. Getting ahead of myself for SmackDown, but that's a little later. But anyway, on Raw we got the women's match, the women's War Games match that's been laid out. Again, more to that from SmackDown, but we had that laid out, right? We got that situated, and we got Gunther. This is something I ain't like. I don't like a vulnerable Gunther. I want Gunther to be the dominant heel champ. There's no nonsense, no second guessing himself, all business, and just rough you up. The fact that he tried to jump Damian Priest and got beat up at the end, not a fan. No, I don't like it. I don't like it at all. But other than that, I mean, Raw was pretty much Raw. Nothing to scream from the rooftop like, it's the greatest show ever. But no, the matches were solid on the card for Monday Night Raw. The matches were decent. When is the New Day gonna finally break up? I mean, come on now. They just dragging this thing out. Just end it already. And I hope it's Kofi that ends it. It needs to be. I mean, they've been hitting that woods for like a month now. Just pull the trigger already. But I mean, I know they're going on their 10-year anniversary. I suspect they're gonna do something big, either on not Monday Night Raw, but something big either on Survivor Series or maybe Saturday Night Main Event. They might do something big for the New Day then, because I mean, it's 10 years. That's a long time to be a team. That's a long time in wrestling to be a team. At some point, somebody gets separated, but not the New Day. But I think they need to separate. So that was Monday Night Raw. Now NXT, like I said, I didn't watch any of it. I caught a couple clips, but I don't remember none of it. So on to Dynamite. We have the Death Riders. They're just walking in there beating up people that nobody cares about. Again. And is Moxley cutting his weird promos. I don't know what movie he's looking at. Now, the show was so bad that I literally had to leave my house, go for a ride, get my wife something from the convenience store. I'm like, hey, I'm going to the store. I'm going to get you something. What you want? She's like, where you going to the store? You wrestling on? I don't care. I got to leave after this. She started laughing. And it was mainly when I saw Chris Jericho and Ishii do a contract signing in a locker room. It looked ridiculous. And then Jericho didn't sign a contract in the locker room. He's going to walk. And they showed this long, agonizing walk to the ring where he's supposed to sign. He's like, well, I don't have a pen. And Ishii hands him a pen. I'm like, all he did was just walk and follow Jericho while Jericho's trying to put things in his way to like deter him or whatever. Like, I don't know what is happening here. Then we got Mercedes Moné and her bodyguard who gets beat up. I've never seen the bodyguard. I've never seen the muscle not be the muscle. The muscle has been the bump guy. I've never seen the muscle be the bump before. I've never seen that happen in professional wrestling, where not your manager, but your bodyguard, your enforcer, is the one taking a brunt of the punishment. I've never seen that before in my life in wrestling, where your muscle help, the muscle gets the heat on and puts the heat on the heel, because the muscle is hard to hurt the muscle. The muscle does all the dirty work. But Camille's just getting destroyed, and Mercedes telling her, get in there. She's ordering her around. Camille's arms in a sling. She ordered her to fight Statlander, and lo and behold, she got beat up and thrown over, and she hit her arm and ow. I'm like, oh my Lord. If I hear her say ow one more time, she needs to do a pump kick to Mercedes. Like, seriously, this is I've never seen this in wrestling before. So they had Chris Statlander had a match. Of course, they come in afterwards and try, and Mercedes tells Camille to do something to Statlander. Statlander beats her up, throws her out. Mercedes tried to hit her with the backstabber. Statlander held on to the rope, so she couldn't do it. And then it just ended in a heap or whatever. I want better for Chris Statlander. I really do, because I think she's a very talented young lady wrestling, and I don't want her to get destroyed by this company. Just keep burying her, and no one's gonna want to pick her up afterwards. Any other major players like NXT, even main roster WWE, TNA, they might not even want her. So I'm like, come on, it's just such bad booking. And with Ospreay and Kyle Fletcher, I know their match was insanely competitive at Full Gear, but the lead up to the match, it's been what, 2-3 weeks? Like, I've never heard anyone say that Kyle Fletcher was the next Will Ospreay. Never heard it. Don't know why he said it, but whatever. Got the Hurt Syndicate. I'm already upset with that presentation. Bobby Lashley had his first match, right? Had his first match against some people no one ever heard of. I don't know who those dudes are. He roughed them up like he was supposed to. But, no. Let's go back to the beginning of AEW. Why the Hurt Syndicate gets jumped by Swerve with a chain on his hand. He goes to punch Bobby Lashley. I mean, he hit him everywhere but anywhere near his head. I mean, like, he hit, I know it's scripted. Yes. You can make it look more real than that, though. I mean, that was one of the worst punches I've ever seen someone try to jump somebody with. So I see he did that at the beginning, right? Knocked Bobby Lashley out. He came out in the suit. He got hit on his way in the parking lot by Swerve with his hand wrapped in a chain. So fast forward to Bobby Lashley's match. After it, Swerve jumps him again, hits him with a chain again. And I'm like, why is Bobby Lashley getting beat up? This is ridiculous. I know Swerve's doing a little hit and run thing. He hit Shelton. He hit MVP, and he ran out the crowd. And they're all standing up like they didn't just get hit with a chain, because they're grown adult men, and this is absurd. Now, I do like the Hurt Syndicate song. We heard people. I was like, hey, I can get with that. That's all right. But I'm just like, come on, man. Already? Like, he's been there 2 weeks. This is the second week of that was his first official match. His first match. And that's happening. And hey, if someone please, if anyone needs a manager, it is Ricochet. He needs a manager. He needs someone who can speak for him, help put him over as a babyface, put over as a heel. He needs something, because him talking, I'm like, wow. It's like watching paint dry that you didn't even paint. If I painted the wall, at least I can take a look at my craftsmanship. It's like watching somebody else who painted the wall, and then you just sit there and stare at it like, man, this is bland and boring. Like, dude, I'm like, yeah, no. Promos is not his thing. Athletics, 100%. Promo? No, get him away from a mic. Now, this push of Orange Cassidy to a main eventer. Most ridiculous thing I've ever seen. Claudio roughed up Darby Allin like he should have. I mean, the man weighs 3 times. He's 3 times bigger than him. So, of course, he's going to throw him around and do whatever. That seemed like it was a throwaway match for whatever reason, because nothing will come of it. I mean, Darby Allin's going to challenge Jon Moxley next for the title, since, I mean, why not? Everyone else can just like, hey, I'm going to challenge you, and that makes it happen. But that was Dynamite. It was a very troublesome program to watch by trying to follow any type of logic or anything that made any sense. Then we got Friday Night Smackdown, and boy, oh boy, the matches on SmackDown were to get to the women's U.S. title, and of course, I like how they keep Jade out of that picture, because it's the fact that I like how they're keeping her out. So she got put through a car for some reason. She got put through a car. My brother and I were talking earlier about it, and we were like, man, I hope Naomi did it. I hope Naomi put her through the car, or at least help put her through the car. Because if she did, man, that'd be great. I want to heal Naomi. I'm over the let's go. I'm okay. Enough of the dance stuff. Okay, get mad, cut some good promos. Let's do that. So Jay was laid out on the car with the belt too. Her belt was on the hood of the car. Like, that's an odd placement, but okay. She's a champ, so just gonna leave the belt right there. All right, fine. But the SmackDown matches were decent enough. Nothing crazy. Now Cody Rhodes cut an awesome promo on Kevin Owens, and I didn't think Cody could convey that kind of emotion, but man, oh man, he did. It was great. It was really good. I cannot wait until that exchange, when that's going to happen, because it's impassioned, and that's going to be good. As long as it doesn't devolve into a garbage match, I'm fine with it. Then after that, I mean, that matches, LA Knight beat up Santos Escobar after he beat up his other guy last week. Yeah. But Shinsuke Nakamura. So let's see where that goes. I hope they let Nakamura win. I really do, because, I mean, before he took his time off, man, he was just getting beat left and right. I'm like, let him get a couple wins, and then let him be the U.S. champ for a little while. He was already a champ before. Let him be the champ for a little while longer. And so LA Knight can do something different, because he's just been feuding with a lot of the, lucha guys and stuff. I'm like, I get you trying to, shine a spotlight on them and get them over, but let Rey Mysterio do that. Seriously, let Rey do that. But they're on SmackDown. Rey Mysterio's on Raw, so kind of difficult. Then, the main event. The Bloodline. They've been in segments all night. Oh, it was great. Solo started off SmackDown, coming out. This was incredible. So, Bloodline's been out, having segments all night between OG Bloodline and 2.0 Bloodline. They've been having talks back and forth. Solo says he wants Roman to surrender. And then Solo hits the ring, with Solo and crew hit the ring. Then Roman and crew hit the ring. Before anybody can say anything, ladies and gentlemen, my name is Paul Heyman. That was such a pop. It wasn't quite as loud as when he said, "You are not my tribal chief," but it was loud though. He got a huge pop for that. And then when he came out, who he brought out? Wow. So he brought out CM Punk to be the 5th member of the OG Bloodlines team against Bloodline 2.0. I think that was a interesting twist that I didn't even expect. I didn't expect it at all. I thought it was going to be either Seth, or I thought it may have been Braun Strowman, honestly. I thought Braun Strowman was going to be their 5th guy. But apparently not. It's going to be Seth Rollins. Now, something else my brother and I were talking about too was, look at what Paul Heyman was wearing. He wearing a suit similar to Solo's. I'm like, But the OG Bloodline colors are red and black too. So, I don't know. And then that verbal exchange between Roman and CM Punk, where he said, he's my wise man. I don't trust you. He was like, I'm here for him, not for you. He was like, yeah, we'll see about that. CM Punk told Roman that, we'll see. I was like, oh, man, what is that? What is happening here? I mean, it has so many twists and turns, so many cool matches can come out of that. I mean, you got Roman and CM Punk. You got we still didn't even get Roman and Jacob Fatu. It's hard to believe Jacob Fatu has only been in WWE for 4 months. It's hard to believe the rise he's had. He's only been there for 4 months. The Tongas have been there about 5 months, and Tonga Loa been there about 5-6 months, and Tama Tonga been there the longest. But Jacob Fatu only been there for 4 months, and he's making this much an impact. That dude's a mega star. That dude's a mega star. He can talk. I have not seen him miss that moonsault to anybody on TV yet. I don't know what happens at house shows. I don't think he does, because man, that thing looks so pretty and so well placed. A thing of beauty. This moonsault's a thing of beauty. So CM Punk's the fifth man. They got into a big old 5-way fight. They fought off Roman and CM Punk. Because you see, did their signature moves together. Roman hit the spear while CM Punk hit the go to sleep on Tama Tonga, and Tonga Loa got the spear. So it was good. It was SmackDown went off. I felt it was great. It was a good ending to SmackDown. Now, Full Gear. Oh yeah, I checked out some clips of Full Gear too. One thing I don't like. This is just me. Okay, as someone who I was a full-time martial arts teacher, anytime anybody stepped onto that mat in the school, you had to sign a waiver. Okay, you had to sign a waiver. Like if something happens to you, it's your own fault. Okay. The fact that they had children involved in the wrestling match, not that. I mean, now granted, their involvement it was nothing crazy. Don't get me wrong. But they had a kid do a spear on an adult, and the adult had to sell it. I mean, I get it, that's purely entertainment, but just from a liability standpoint, I don't want that type of possible legal trouble. Because say, for instance, the boy went to spear the guy, and the guy took him down, and the boy hurt himself. Then what? What if he was running to do his little spear, and he twisted his ankle? Then what happens? Who's responsible for that? So they had some TikTok personalities or whatever, and the guy did a match against a wrestler who hadn't wrestled in several years, and the TikTok personality won. That's showing that, hey, anyone can do this. Anyone off the street can do this. It shouldn't be that easy. No one off the street can go in and play professional basketball. No. No, it doesn't work that way. So yeah, that I didn't like that at all. Then we got the matches on the Full Gear card. Out of all the matches, I must say, probably the weakest one was Ricochet and Takeshita. They did not have good chemistry in the ring. Period. There needs to be a third person in the ring. It needs to be someone else. So them two just don't need to wrestle together, because that match was it was awful. The 4-way match for tag team titles, Private Party won. Whippity do. It was just them doing a whole bunch of jumps and dives and all that crap. And the Outrunners, they're trying to sound like they're an 80s wrestling team. No, they are not. I watched wrestling in the 80s. None of the teams were like that at all. None of the teams were that over the top with their fitness and all that nonsense. None of them were. Then we got Mercedes and Chris Statlander, in which Mercedes won. I knew they wouldn't. I knew they would put Mercedes over, probably because of her contract. And I just think, how are you going to elevate other talent when you're so busy? Like, I'm still in my glory. No. But at the same time, man, I'm like, geez. And she's just a bore When she came out, the only CEO chants you heard were from the piped-in crowd noise. No one wants to see her or hear her. Then, on to Swerve and Bobby Lashley. The right decision was made. Bobby Lashley won. However, why is Bobby Lashley getting put through a table by Swerve on his first pay-per-view match? This is his first match. It should have been like a straight wrestling match where Bobby Lashley mauled him. That was it. That's all it needed to be. It didn't need to be anything goofy. No furniture needed to get broken or none of that stuff. But here we are. They broke some furniture. Then we got Jon Moxley and Orange Cassidy. Of course, Orange Cassidy bled all over the place. Yeah, it's a Moxley match. There will be blood. There will be blood. I'm like, ugh. Him and his non-eloquent yet eloquent speeches that go nowhere. He had this match where him and Orange Cassidy dug their nails into each other's backs and scratched the skin off. You can actually see it. That is one of the grossest things I've ever seen. That doesn't make you tough. That makes you dumb. It makes you really, really, really dumb to scratch somebody and rip the skin off. And you can see him pulling the skin off. I'm like, what is this? I mean, it's not like, you guys do the back break or whatever back in the day. They're doing, they're standing up and whatnot. Not digging their nails in visibly so you can see as he's clawing at his back. That was just gross and totally unnecessary. Now, am I glad that Jon Moxley won? No, because I think he's the epitome of what wrestling shouldn't be. He just walks around, no sell stuff, and just does what he wants. Cuts these weird promos. His matches look like crap. He always wants to involve blood and garbage. I'm like, come on, man. Now, do I think Orange Cassidy should have won? No, because he's a joke character. His gimmick is that he doesn't care that much and he doesn't try that hard. That's it. Why would you want that to be the champion of your company? I mean, granted, they got like 50 champions. They got like 50 belts there. So it's just another one, another belt for someone to have. But the fact that he didn't win, I feel good, but I don't feel good that Moxley won either. I don't. I mean, like, where's someone who can carry the company? Where's MJF? He should be the champion. He should. He shouldn't be Moxley. So who's going to go after Moxley now? Darby Allin? That's who's next? Darby? Who just lost to Claudio. He lost his match to Claudio, so why would he get a title shot? But it's AEW. He's probably going to cut his promo Wednesday and demand a title shot. He's probably going to get it. It's how it is. But that was the wrestling I watched this past week from WWE and AEW. Raw. No NXT this past week. I was done. Dynamite, Smackdown, and Full Gear. Oh, no Rampage or Collision. That won't happen. No, not at all. So, y'all let me know what y'all think, what you like, what you didn't like, your highlights, your lowlights. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Leave your comments in the comment section. We're on all social platforms. Also, just hit us up, y'all. Stay tuned. Peace.